got lucky. The guy posted it like 7 hours before I saw it.
Oh.
And by the time I was done talking to him, somebody else had contacted him. I'm like, no, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there. Bad dude.
It is. Perfect.
That's okay, Cece. Just, you can bring that in here. Careful. Cece, just get out of the way so they're not worrying about you. Thank you.
These won't slide, will they?
Don't think so.
No, they shouldn't slide.
Got speed wobbles. Adam, do you want this underneath for it to land on?
I don't know where we can put those.
Right in the middle.
Well, I'm thinking we'll slide this down and get it on there, and then we can figure out a way to get them on top of there with jacks and
Okay.
stuff. That way.
All right. You already have things down now. Stop when your legs are flying.
You're good.
Now we're only carrying about a third of the weight.
We're in the house.
Sam,
That wasn't bad.
if nothing else, you just drag across the
Hey, what's
concrete.
500 pounds? 2 men can pick up 500 pounds like nothing, dude. Pop it right on the back of a Tahoe.
No biggie.
Both done. Yeah.
Ready?
There we go.
It's almost there. See plywood?
That's as far as I can push it.
Alright. So we got the 4x8 out of there? So we're
Yes,
on the casters.
we're on the casters.
Okay.
Alright, we're good.
Yep.
So,
You happy with it?
move all this stuff out of the way. Move some off. The OSB this way.
I can bring the other one out if you only need that one.
We're good enough.
Now, it wanted to tip
Yeah.
when you guys are doing this. And so it's not super level.
Very slowly, hopefully one wheel at a time.
Stop.
Okay. Alright, I got it. I got it.
Thank you for your help.
My wife and I were talking the other night about wood burning stoves and trying to find one that would heat up a house this big. We've got a smaller one in our little living quarters right now, but it's not big enough to heat up a 1,800 square foot house. So we're, on and off of Craigslist here and there, always looking for a good deal on something that looks nice, and we're having a hard time finding something that wasn't super ancient, sitting in a field rusting away, or that would even pass. Our county you can put a wood burning stove in a house in our county, but it has to pass certain criteria, and they have a list of wood burning stoves that pass that criteria. So the older the stoves get, the harder it is to find it on the list. Well, the other night we're talking about it, and she jumps on Craigslist and finds this sitting on Craigslist, which is a wood burning stove that was sitting, I think, in their showroom for a couple of years, and then they used it last winter to heat their showroom. They used it as their demo furnace. probably because it had been sitting in their inventory for a while. So it has been burned in for 6 months, I think the guy said. He'd burnt wood in the stove. But that's the only thing that's been done to this. There are a couple little chips here and there from being the demo and being out where customers can walk by, and looks like some scratches up top here from maybe putting coffee cups on it or something. But we got it for less than cost. So we got it for less money than the store actually bought it from the manufacturer for, so they could sell it, which is a pretty good deal for a stove that's only been used 6 months and passes all the criteria so that we can get it permitted in our house here. And it looks pretty nice too. I like the looks of this a million times more than anything we were finding on Craigslist. The whole thing is covered in soapstone, so it absorbs a lot of the heat that the wood burning stove puts off and retains that heat. It's supposed to retain the heat for up to 10 hours. So this stove, unlike our other one where I had to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning and start a whole new fire because the whole thing was cold, this, if I start a fire in this at 10 o'clock at night, it should still be a little warm when I wake up in the morning, and I shouldn't have to get up in the middle of the night to start a whole new fire and keep the house warm. It's got a lot bigger burn area. It's got a little chamber down here. All the ashes fall through the holes, the grating there. And it's got a little tray down here you clean the ashes out of. It weighs about 500 pounds, so it's a little hard to move around. And we probably need to move it over a little bit more so that the chimney lines up to go in between our floor joists. But it's going to be right about here in the house, so it's in the vicinity where it needs to be. And I like it. I think it'll add a little bit to our house. Won't just be some crusty old wood burning stove. Until next time, guys, go make something.